trendy during the past few years, and they've got some great popular restaurants nearby, and then people come out here for a really great show, whether it be roller skating or skateboarding. You can also join in on the action and rent yourself a pair of skates at your own risk, of course. Well, right now we're going to take you to another place where there's a lot of activity going on, like power struggle, sex, and glamour, as we take you to the seaside community of Santa Barbara. But this one's on TV.
You are the most evil, sadistic woman who ever lived.
So who are you going to make miserable next?
There is nothing in this world I wouldn't do for you.
You disgust me, Gina.
Marry you, you're idiotic. I can tear you apart.
Seems like any old day to me.
Now, how could all of that intrigue be happening in the peaceful seaside community of Santa Barbara? Well, actually, that's mild compared to everything else that goes on, because things really heat up here at NBC's Studio 11 in Burbank, where they tape one of the hottest soaps on daytime television. In its third season, Santa Barbara tells the tale of the Capwell and Lockridge families and all the lust, greed, murder, betrayal, and steamy affairs that come into their lives every day.
So you can sleep during our honeymoon. I'll go out shopping. Just leave me your credit cards.
With a colorful cast of characters and creative writing, Santa Barbara has added a new dimension to the tried-and-true soap formula: wit, sophistication, and humor.
Oh, my goodness.
You are a cold-hearted, blanket-snatching, sharp-tongued shrew.
Oh, kiss me.
I'll think about it.
Keeping the passion pulsating is the job of creator and writer Jerome Dobson.
That's the hardest part of the job, coming up with fresh ideas. It's easy when you have very complicated characters, and we try to make our characters as deep and complicated as we possibly can, because then the action and the stories flow from the characters, and that's what's really fun about writing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Admit what? That I'm your daughter!
Keeping the characters and their very complicated lives straight can require a scorecard. So if you've missed a few episodes, here's what's up.
Sophia and the Cece characters had been married and had 3 children together. Sophia disappeared. I won't even get into why or how. But the whole story now is after a lot of problems and heartbreaks, that they are desperately in love and the only people that exist for each other. And we've gotten right down to our wedding day, and there's a villainess on the show. His name is Gina. And she is keeping us apart because she's blackmailing us with a tape that would free our daughter of murder charges.
Well, I had an affair with my stepson, and then my husband kicked me out. I've been very angry about that ever since, and now I'm blackmailing him into remarrying me. He took my son away, which was our son that we had both adopted, but I'm getting him back for that, too. I once poisoned Mason. I guess since he wasn't doing and saying what I thought he should.
We have a perfect relationship. Cruz and Eden are completely in love with each other, and everything's fine, except that the one thing they did wrong is they both married other people.
My husband tried to kill me at SeaWorld. He got married to a wife who went to a mental institution because she got pills planted in her jewelry box. And then we got back together, and then his ex-girlfriend came in from out of town because...
And she feels guilty because she tried to drown the girlfriend that Cruz had before her.
Got it? Well, if you think the storylines are complex, putting this soap opera together is just as intense.
The transformation. This is the best group of people. It is fun.
You know, you get to, like, indulge a lot of fantasies that in real life you can't afford to.
You never get a chance to do this at night, ever, to have the characters we have and play it at night. Because you're playing 8 pages a night, maybe on a nighttime show. You get paid a lot more money, but I guarantee you we have more fun.
You're covering so much material.
Covering so much material, and you sort of look forward to that pump at the end of the day when everybody gets wound up and ready to go to tape. It's fun, and, you know, and I'm hooked on it.
4, 3, 2.
What kind of toll does working on a soap opera take on your personal life?
I can't tell you how many days I leave here and go, I gotta be back here in 10 hours, and that doesn't include...
And you do a lot more homework than I do.
I just include going home and studying the script. So what I really do is I go home, I take an hour off, I go back to the script, I go to bed, I get back up, and I do it all over again. By the time you do that 5, 6 days in a row for 2, 3 months in a row, you start to go cuckoo.
And your personal life looks like downtown Beirut on a holy day.
Another challenge presented are the steamy bedroom scenes on Santa Barbara that occur at the drop of a robe.
Well, let's pretend.
What?
Let's pretend that we like each other very much. It's really strange. It's like kissing for money, you know? Snuggling for dollars. And you have people that come on. I had a scene a couple weeks ago with a guy I'd worked with maybe 3 or 4 times. He'd come in for the day, and we'd do our scenes, and this was all well and good. And I'm in bed with him. I mean, we're all over each other, in bed. It's strange.
But how far can they go?
As far as we're concerned, the writers, there are very few limits. Scenes generally are sexier with people's clothes on than those naked scenes.
Although there seems to be no limit on sex, there always seems to be a hold on happiness.
Deceitful, lying, two-faced. I've never met such a heartless scum. How dare you? How dare you desert me and do it now by denying it? I'm going to hate you for as long as you live, even after that while you're burning in hell.
Conflict, you need conflict all the time. But we can be happy with it on a day basis, and something comes between us, and happy again. And then something's got to come between us each time.
So will Cruz, Eden, Mason, CC, and Sophia ever find true happiness, or will the incredibly evil Gina ruin any chance they'll ever have? You'll have to tune in for the answer, but I'd put my money on Gina.
Why don't you collect your marbles and crawl back into the hole you came from?
Well, I think coming to Venice Beach is as entertaining as watching any soap opera. There's never a dull